Let's meet for the very first time, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I'm Lindy.
I'm Miguel.
Miguel, nice to meet you. Deep breath. We got this.
Yeah, for sure.
We got this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Married at First Sight edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Back to life, back to reality.
Okay.
You know why I'm singing that song?
No.
Because
you like singing?
Well, obviously. Because the honeymoons are over, Teresa. We are back to reality. It is back to reality, Teresa.
Okay.
Enough of Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Enough of tequila tasting. Enough of walks on
I
the
love how you
beach.
still call it tequila tasting. They were doing shots.
I'm just, from now on, whenever I imbibe, I'm going to say, this is just a beer tasting. This is just a whiskey tasting going on. I'm just happy. I'm happy to.
Okay, you alcoholic.
Just happening to taste a lot of beer. That's all.
Well, actually, not really, because we're not drinking anymore. Only on Fridays or Saturdays. What?
How dare you say that as I'm taking a sip of my tea? First of all, you said it.
That's why I'm saying
You
it.
said it with such glee in your voice. You're like, we're not drinking anymore.
No, I did not.
That's the sound of someone going through withdrawal right there, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
drinking my sparkling water. I forgot to make it fancy.
Yeah, I think only our patrons know that we're drying out midweek.
Oh, yeah.
We've shared it with our Patreon friends that we are trying not to drink during the week.
Yes, because I'm trying to put my life back on track in a way that, not that my life wasn't on track, but we've been traveling quite a bit, and you guys know it was for pleasure, for work, for family, for weddings, right? We're all over the place, and so our diet was like in and out, up and down. My workout routine, up and down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying
the one constant was drinking.
I know. So I'm trying to put myself back on track, and John is doing the same thing.
Yeah, it feels
Today,
good.
he surprised me at the gym. I'm like, oh, hello.
I showed up this
Oh,
morning.
I didn't think you were going to show up, and you did.
You're like, there's an open treadmill. Why is this guy running on the one right next
I
to me?
literally thought that.
I know,
I'm
because I was
like,
trying to get your attention a little bit. You were focused in the zone. I don't know what you were watching on your iPhone.
Riverdale.
Classic. But I'm like, hello, I'm here. And you're like not giving me any attention.
Yeah, because I'm like, what is this creep?
Then I slapped your ass and you quickly realized to it. No, I did not. But then you looked and I was like, hey. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
you out loud. There's other people in the gym. Out loud, you're like, oh, you made it.
I had headphones in.
Yeah. Long time no see for me in the gym, but I'm back.
Good. We
summer-
both have to. And it's just makes you feel better.
Yeah, the summer is winding down, and so I think we partied pretty hard this summer, and we're gonna dry out a little bit. But we say we're not drinking during the week. That is not gonna be the case a week from today.
What?
That is
Because.
not gonna. Oh, you know I like to ramp up. You know I like to build up anticipation.
Okay,
Teresa
you know,
just
I
likes
feel
to-
like going straight to the point, right?
Teresa just likes to. I'm glad you didn't propose to me, because we would just be sitting on the couch and you would just be like, "You want to marry me?"
I would
like
not.
to build up. I like to create
would
some
not.
drama and some
I'm very
suspense.
creative. I would come up with a way to do it that's a little different. I mean, you did it.
That
too,
is
so.
different. Just being like, hey, you want to get married?
No,
No
not
suspense
do
with
that.
Teresa. Anyways, a week from today, Teresa,
Okay.
August 25th, I'm going to trade in this tea. You are going to trade in that sparkling water for something a little stronger.
Yes.
Because
It's the Patreon happy hour.
the Patreon happy hour, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. It's
Yes.
a Zoom happy hour. And we're telling you guys because it's not too late. If you want to join, if you want to sign up for Patreon, it's any level. It's
Yes.
the family affair level all the way down to the friends with benefits level. All are invited. All of our patrons are invited. So if you want to hang out for an hour or so, have a drink with us. You don't have to have a drink. You could be like us and not drink
Yeah,
during
you
the
can
week.
have your camera on or not.
Keep your camera on, keep your camera off. Feel free to chat. Feel free not to. All patrons are invited. It's going to be a good time. I can already see there's going to be a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
judging by the polls. So if you
I'm excited.
if you want to be a part of it, jump on that Patreon, patreon.com/married to reality. There's not just happy hours over there. There's Seeking Sister Wife coverage. We just dropped 90 Day UK audio and video for our family affair friends.
Yeah, it's our bonus.
It's
we
our
do
bonus.
this as a bonus, guys, here and there.
Yes, we've now covered 2 90 Day UK episodes as a
Yes.
bonus. And I think the next one's probably going to be 5 Guys a Week, because I know you guys watched 5 Guys a Week after this Maps episode. You guys said, John's been talking a lot about 5 Guys a Week. Let me check this out. You guys probably watched it.
John is
Right?
obsessed. I usually just take a shower.
You guys probably. Teresa, it was 10:15 and you're lying on the couch watching 5 Guys a Week with me. And I go, don't you want to shower? You're like, I want to see who she gets rid of next. And I'm like, exactly.
I mean, yes, but then I have to shower because my goal now is to sleep for 5 to 6 hours. I'm shooting for 6 hours, right? So
Yeah.
it means I have to be in bed by 11. Otherwise, I won't get my 6 hours.
Okay. Well, we're putting people to sleep right now, I think, with all this talk of housekeeping and house cleaning.
It's a little insight into our lives,
Sure.
into our lives on track.
Yes, that's the goal. So get on that Patreon, patreon.com/married to reality. It's a ton of fun over there. It's going to keep getting more fun as we think of new things to do and other things to do. And so I advise you get on there now. And Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. A lot of fun happening over there. We're putting reels out. We're putting some memes out.
John is putting some reels out and he is having so much fun
I'm
with it,
the
guys.
real deal over here.
You are the real
Putting
deal.
reels out. We're breaking news over there. So get on the Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Also, it's really the most important thing to do wherever you're listening to the podcast right now, right this very instant. If you're not following the podcast, you got to do it. It's so easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hard as Stasha's annual income.
That wasn't hot at all. That was depressing.
What are you talking about? It's freaking hot. She makes over $400,000 a year. Hot.
I've never felt poor watching Married at First Sight.
That's very true.
I feel very, very poor.
Yeah.
Watching this episode.
But she was saying,
But good for
honestly,
her.
I wasn't surprised because she kept saying that she is the business queen and she has her own business and she's flipping houses and she's trying to build the family wealth, whatever she calls
Generational
it. Generational wealth. She has to stop saying that, by the way,
I
because
hate
it's been
enough.
an overkill. But
Everyone
when
say it's one of the new buzzwords. Everyone on every show is
Oh my
talking about
gosh, I know.
want to make generational wealth. Okay, how about have some kids who want to bust their ass hard too and make their own money?
yes.
I want to have generations of children who want to work hard and not just live off my generational wealth.
Or just have a kid and hope that that kid will provide.
Yeah. I think that's what generational wealth is. I don't even know because we have no hope of creating generational
Oh,
wealth.
I do have a hope, but I just
Okay, we don't need to talk about it.
I just don't know how.
Patreon.com/married to reality.
Oh, but
we should
honestly,
that would fit our tiers.
what do you mean?
Friends with benefits, cousins club, family affair, generational wealth would be.
What is it gonna be, like $30 a month?
I'm thinking like 100 a month.
Oh,
Who knows what's going to happen over there?
what are we gonna do on that extra level?
I don't even think we can say. I don't even
Ooh,
think-
okay.
Okay.
John's probably gonna be showing you his
We will be
feet.
creating the generations to come on that tier. No. All right. Smash like it says hot. Yes, good for
Yes,
Stasha.
but
I'm not
I was just
jealous
gonna
at all.
add. Well, I'm very jealous, and I know you are too because you were joking. But I wasn't surprised by the number because I was almost expecting something like this high up.
Okay. I was
So-
shocked.
I was like, "Damn, girl."
I wish, to use Kristen's words, I was shooketh. I was shooketh. I was very shocked. If she said 250, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I get that. 400 is crazy. That's more than surgeons are making.
But she has several streams of income based on what she's
True.
saying. That's how you do it.
True.
But what I was also surprised that Nate makes 150.
You think
Does he
that's-
or did he make it up?
I think well, his apartment looked nice, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, they're in San Diego.
Yeah, San
They're not in the
Diego's
middle
expensive.
of nowhere. They're probably making higher salaries over there.
Yeah,
we're in Florida, Teresa.
One of my trainers just told me that he and his wife lived in San Diego but left for Florida because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyways, that's to come. That discussion is to come. last but not least, if you guys could leave us a review, that'd be awesome. If you want to drop your salary in a review, let us know how much you guys are making. I'm sure we'll feel jealous.
JK, guys, JK.
Inquiring minds want to know. So leave us a review if you haven't, and thank you if you have. All right, Teresa. We're having fun over here.
Oh, yeah.
We can have fun even when we don't drink.
Like,
Teresa.
imagine like we have reviews that just says.
It's like 75,000. We're like, all right.
I imagine then people go and look at the reviews of our podcast. They'll be like,
What is this, glass door? What is this podcast?
And there is a seal emoji.
Yeah, this doesn't
and
make any sense.
150,000.
I have to
And
listen.
a bad emoji.
Yes, we've asked a lot of you guys, and thank you for playing along.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this episode before we get into too much trouble here. Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 7. Okay?
7.
As I said, back to reality.
Yes, they're leaving Mexico.
Honeymoons have come to an end.
Yes.
So nothing much happens really until they get back to Santiago, except I don't know if this was shot in November or when it was shot, but heading to the airport, Mitch was saying all the things he was thankful for. they were all
All right.
Kristen.
Okay. Mitch went. Fuck. What is it?
Oh boy.
Wha-
Oh,
Mitch
180.
went 180. Yes.
Teresa's not good with numbers either. She likes to pretend she is.
I am, but I was kind of trying to figure out what's the right number. But
He
yeah,
pulled a 180.
180. And that's why I called him a moron before, because all he had to do is to wait 2 more days and see how things are.
Let's not forget about everything he did and said on the wedding day.
Whoa.
Freaking out, being
Yeah.
a prima donna, telling Kristen he wasn't a fan of the way she was dressed. Like, that's all bad too. And then the icing on the cake, the Band-Aid on the head, was him telling her to her face, I'm not attracted to you.
Honestly, now when I see him relaxed a little more and her being okay with everything minus the dirty apartment, I almost hope they'll make it.
Yeah.
Because I want her to be happy, and she seems to be happy, and he seems to be way more chilled now once he got to know her and he's happy with how things are
Well, he got
than
laid
he was
finally.
before.
He got laid.
That's true.
Remember,
too,
he said he had been celibate for as long as Justin, I think.
yeah, but he said it wasn't by
Not
choice.
by choice, right. So I understand why he was all tense. He was on edge.
Yeah, but honestly, like, I know that my prediction said they're not gonna make it because he's an environmental crazy person, and being environmental is good, but his environmental is could be a little too much for some people.
It's
right?
like alcohol. Okay, this is how I'm going to equate it. Clearly, I haven't drank in several days and I'm missing it, but
You're like Mitch
why?
because he hasn't been banged for a while,
Yeah, I'm celibate.
but you're not grumpy.
Here's how I'll equate it. They define alcoholism as if it starts to get into the way of your everyday life, right? So, if you can have a few drinks at night and it's fine, you wake up, you go to work the next morning, you don't need a drink, it's all good. If it gets to a point where now you're missing appointments, you're not able to function, now it's a problem. You can't hold relationships, you have trouble sleeping, now it's a problem.
Did you Google it?
No, and I could be wrong. I think this is just what it is. But that's Mitch with his environmentalism. It's getting in the way of his everyday life. Or if it does get in the way of his everyday life, then it's a problem. Can he keep a relationship? Is he staying up at bed at night thinking about it? Then it becomes a problem.
Well, here's the thing. It's not getting in the way of his life.
It is. If it's affecting his wife, it's affecting his life.
Well, but
Put
he
it
was
on a
single.
t-shirt.
He was single until now. But what I'm saying is, she likes that he is passionate about his job.
Yes.
She asked for someone passionate, and this is his passion, and so she's okay with it. She has a problem with his dirty apartment, but I mean, it's honestly everything that's better than Sean's from 90 Day UK.
Yikes.
I'm like, sure.
This is close.
It was
close.
dirty. It was dirty. I'm not gonna lie, but living with a woman will change things too.
Yeah, she'll clean for you.
Yeah.
Guys, you don't have to do anything. She will clean for you.
What are you talking about? You clean sometimes.
I know.
but
I just emptied the dishwasher.
yeah, you
Not
have
that that's
tasks.
cleaning, but anyways, Well, we're going to talk about Mitch and Kristen later. Let's start with Stasha and Nate, Moneybags over here.
Yeah, so they move into the new apartment and Stasha loves it.
Nice apartments. They have wine fridges.
Yes, but only one sink.
I know. I would actually take double vanities over a wine.
Yeah, so
over a
does it
wine
say
fridge.
only one bathroom or only one sink in each?
I think there's got to be two. They always give you two bedrooms,
Yeah.
and I would imagine two baths because they
Yeah.
can't force you
That's
to
very true.
sleep in the same bed with the person.
No,
So
no,
I
that's
think it's
very true.
I think it's 2 and 2, and I
Yeah.
hope so because Stasha thinks it's a little tight.
Yes, because she's used to her big house, so. But they jump
tight.
into bed and they're discussing all kinds of rules like no shoes in the house. Agreed.
Okay, check.
That's our rule.
Okay. How about no hats in the bed? You
Did she
didn't-
say that?
No. You didn't pick up on the fact that Nate was wearing a baseball hat in bed?
No, I think they were just like staging the bed, like being in bed.
He was staging, smaging. He was in bed, paging a cleaning lady because he was in bed with a dirty baseball cap on.
Ew.
And I don't think they were staging because they start talking about cleanliness and there's something Nate does that's worse than wearing.
Oh my gosh, he does not shower after the gym.
Forget shower. He doesn't change his clothes.
No, shower too, but yeah, ew. And he lays down.
So that's why I go, that's not staging. He was wearing a baseball cap. The baseball cap is as dirty as your clothing, if not dirtier, your head sweating and you're putting it against your pillows.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
And he doesn't care because, as he said, I'll go to the gym. I'll come back. I'm tired. Jump into bed in my gym clothes.
Guys, we're clean freaks, so
Doesn't
many of
fly.
you go to bed with a baseball hat. You do you. But I hope not.
No, take it off.
No, totally. Take it off. I didn't pick up on it, but they were talking about all the rules and toilet seat down. Yes, absolutely. Check.
Check.
What else they were saying?
That's really it. But
Yeah.
Stasha wants a little bit more room for her cosmetics, wants the toilet seat down, wants Nate to wear clean clothes in the bed. All pretty normal requests.
Yes, and shower.
And shower.
Yes.
So then we get to some of my favorite math segments
Right?
all season. The visiting of the apartments.
Yes. So first we go to Stasha's house and it's a beautiful, huge kitchen. The house looks more staged than Bilal's house from 90 Days.
No, I disagree. Well, okay. Let's talk about this. I did a little digging.
Oh boy.
as I
Oh
tend to do.
boy.
Well, I found that Stasha is a bit of a social media influencer. She has her own YouTube channel.
She does?
Yeah, she's got over 5,000 subscribers.
What?
Okay. And she hasn't posted in a year. So I'm thinking maybe she stopped when she started filming for MAFs. But it's mostly home decor and renovation type videos.
Oh.
So maybe that's why her house is so staged because she's shooting these videos for her YouTube channel in her home.
I mean, listen, it looked really nice, and we're trying to stage our house too, in a way, our apartment. But I wouldn't go as far as putting a tray with random stuff on our bed.
So I'm glad you said we are trying to stage our home because Nate loves the home, loves everything about it, loves the kitchen, does not love the decorative pillows.
I fucking
Teresa.
love decorative pillows. We have beautiful decorative pillows.
Nate, if you're listening, I tried to fight the good fight. I lost. And now I am the one in charge of staging the decorative pillows. Every morning.
That's one of John's tasks.
Like the Sugar Ray song. I don't know if that's Sugar Ray. Every morning there's a pillow
You
laying
really,
on
really
my
love
bed.
singing.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
You think, yeah.
I mean, you should be putting mints on our bed too, by the way.
I feel like we talked about that on another podcast.
Yeah, we did. No one does it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are the one who's staging our bed.
Yeah, because you make me.
Yeah, because it looks beautiful.
It does look nice. And
You
Nate,
see?
Nate, listen. Try it. I think you'll like the aesthetics. But more than that, you're going to love getting into a nicely made bed. There's something about getting into a nicely
my
made
gosh.
bed. You just feel like you're ready. You get tucked in.
And sometimes
Have a
when
nice
you
sleep.
don't do the fluffing, as I showed you,
Yeah, I'm working on the fluffing.
I fluff it up right before bed so we get into like a fluffy bed.
Also, okay, we don't have a tray. We don't have a tray because that's overkill. We do have this little decorative blanket that
It's a throw blanket.
that we throw over the corner of
Yes,
the.
but there is a specific place for the blanket, and it's folded in a specific way.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, maybe we'll for the Patreon folks. Maybe we'll throw up a photo and they can see.
We love our bedroom.
We can throw it up. They can see what I have to deal with every morning.
You enjoy it. Come on.
Oh,
you
I
like
do not. I do not enjoy it. Let me say that. I enjoy the finished product. I do not enjoy the effort that goes into it.
But it's one of your tasks. That's how we roll.
I know. And
That's how
I'm
we
just saying,
roll.
Nate, go with it. It's a beautiful home. Keep it beautiful. The other thing he doesn't love, though, aside from the pillows, Stasha's desire for a $700 Nespresso maker.
All right, so I have a lot of questions. Let's start with this. If she wants that Nespresso machine, which actually the coffee is pretty good, why doesn't she buy it? Why does she have a Keurig?
Okay.
That's what we have.
We sure do. And I was team Nespresso before I learned how much she made. Now that I know how much she makes, I'm definitely buy your $700.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Nespresso
why is
maker.
it even a question for her and Nate? If she likes it, why doesn't she buy? Why doesn't she have it already?
Right.
That's my main question.
Right. And Nate tries to do the math on why she shouldn't get it. And he ends up making the point that she should get it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like homemade coffee is always cheaper. Come on. That's why I make my own coffee every single morning.
Yeah.
And I grab it to go.
The math he does of her going every day and getting a Starbucks or whatever comes out to be $3,000.
Yeah.
The Nespresso's $700.
Plus, there are smaller Nespressos that are a little cheaper.
She
was
can buy
talking
whatever
about-
she wants.
Of course, but I'm saying $700 is too much for Nate. Like, there are smaller versions of it. What's expensive are the pots?
Yeah. What I will say is people who tend to have money, I feel like don't spend it.
That's how they have it.
Yeah, that's how they. But she's not even saying, "Oh, I have $400,000 in the bank." She's saying, "I make $400,000." You can afford a $700 espresso
Yeah.
maker once. It's not something you're buying every month. You buy it once and hope.
No,
you
but
have
again,
for
like
years.
the coffee pots are a little pricier, but
Yeah.
it's not that crazy for someone who makes $400,000 a year.
Yeah. Okay. So then we go to Nate's place. Okay, he's got a nice place. Great view. It's got automatic blinds. Mm-hmm. Could use a little something on the walls, I would say.
Yes, and first Stasha is like nicely surprised, like, oh, it's nice and clean, right? But then she starts like zooming in on things, and she realizes that her way of clean is very different from his way of clean.
Yes.
Which I understand. Like my way of clean is very different from everyone else I know.
You are a fan of a deep clean.
Deep clean,
Yeah.
that is correct. And whenever we are somewhere, I sometimes like wipe the counters when we are like,
Huh?
when we're on a family vacation. I walk
Oh.
around and I wipe everything because I just have to.
Yeah, well,
I
that's particular.
But I was really appreciating your dad because then he was following what I was doing.
Yes, see, my dad's a good helper.
So then I see Alan wiping everything. I'm like,
Yes.
you go, Alan, you go.
So yeah, overall the place was nice, but when Stasha starts going through cabinets, she's finding empty containers of oatmeal. Why?
So many of
Why?
them.
I don't know. Can you
So
think
many
of
of them.
any reason?
I mean, maybe he kept it to store something in it, like money.
Yeah, I know back in the old days, you would keep coffee cans and you could store, I know a lot of people, handy people would store nails and screws
Yeah,
in the,
my
in the,
parents do that
in the
too.
coffee cans. But when she took them out, they seemed pretty empty.
Yeah, oh, no, totally. Empty. And then these like 2 wine glasses with a little bit
Oh.
of leftover wine.
There's
which means
wine in
like
the
he didn't
bottom,
wash
right?
it properly. Yeah. That's what happens if you just rinse it, if you don't wash it properly.
And I love how Stasha looked at it. And her main concern was, you drank wine with somebody? My main concern is like, you didn't wash the glasses and you put them back in? That's more concerning,
Indeed.
right? All right.
But yeah, I mean, Nate doesn't look too thrilled that she's going through everything and makes these comments, but hey.
He's just as happy to get out there and live in Stasha's
Oh, yeah.
brand new home. I'm sure it's going to be a nice home.
Oh, for sure.
Sure it's going to be nice. Okay. New day. Look who it is.
All right, so
Teresa.
hold on. Time out here. When are we supposed to meet 2 new experts?
Yeah.
We're on season 7.
Season 7, Teresa.
We saw DP a few
Teresa,
times.
episode 7.
So episode 7. I said sedum, which means 7 in Czech.
Oh, boy.
Episode 7, right? We've met PC and DP a few times, right? Just on the testimonials.
Yeah.
And now PC is visiting Pastor Carl.
Yes.
Where are the other 2 people? Who are they? They haven't even been introduced to us.
We didn't watch the before the season or those specials because we were in Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe we got introduced to them then, I would imagine.
Yeah, but why aren't
I
they
know.
on the actual season?
I know. They will be. I'm sure we'll get the sexperts when it's time to get sexual. And then I forget what the other expert is an expert in, but I know.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe they're not great. Maybe they cast them. They had them do some screen tests, film some things. They're like, that's not great. Let's not use too much of them.
I guess. Well, anyways, PC's visiting, right? PC's happy. They look happy. And PC's like, they sit down and PC's like, what do you think the goal of your marriage is? And then Nate. Oh,
generational wealth.
No. That's
Basically.
Stasha. Nate, we want to be a power couple.
Yeah.
That's Stasha. To be financially free and create a generational wealth.
Do you guys know anything about love?
Yeah, like guys, like your goal could be like, oh, we want to grow all together and have a beautiful family. That's a nice goal. And honestly, like when you think about when I say, and let's say that would be goal for the 2 of us, right? Grow old and have a beautiful family and be happy and live happily ever after, right?
Yeah.
The money to live comfortably is included in this statement. I don't need to be like, I know how we're rich.
This is very Bilal-esque, where every answer, it's a little superficial. I'm gonna tread lightly and say it's a little superficial, but it's very business oriented. We want to help each other be resourceful. So like they want to produce each other's lives. Oh, if I need someone for my business, I'm going to reach out to you and reach into your network. Like they want to help each other with resources. It's
Which is fine.
But that shouldn't be the goal
I agree.
of your
I agree.
marriage.
I agree.
And
that should be the bonus of your marriage.
And to be financially free is the goal of your marriage? How is that a reason to enter a marriage? Or
especially because Stasha is financially free.
Yeah, you just picked up a burden.
If she makes over $400,000 a year, girlfriend, you made your goal. Like, pick something else.
Yeah,
Say like, oh, I want to go to New Zealand or something. I don't freaking know. Jen and I, besides what I said about the happiness and being old, we want to buy a, what do you call it?
An RV?
An RV when we retire, hopefully when we're 60, and we want an RV around the US all the way to Alaska for a year and meet friends.
Right. And that, I guess, is a more respectable goal. Even if they said, oh, we want to travel. Okay. All right. But I would have loved to hear, oh, the goal of our marriage is to be a team, to have each other's back, to make each other laugh, to provide each other comfort in times of need.
That's what people in love say.
They want to be financially free. And I get they're not in love, and how can you expect them to be? They just met. But that's why it's a goal.
They should say, oh, hopefully we can make it and fall in love and be happy.
That's why it's a goal.
Yes.
You hope to get there.
Yes, that's why our goal is the RV.
Yes, we hope to get there. So then the salary conversation comes up. PC wants to know if Nate's salary is okay with Stasha. And she says it's workable. And when she said that, I was like, oh, okay, well, how much does he make? You know? And we learned Nate exceeded the number she gave, far exceeded the number she gave. So I guess in the matchmaking process, she said, oh, I need my husband to make X amount.
Yeah.
And so who knows what she said, 75, 100.
Yeah.
Right? Nate makes 150, which is a very solid salary.
But he doesn't want to have kids until he makes 250.
And this is where you just, now you're just making things up to make things up.
Yeah.
That's a make-believe number. Between Stasha's salary and your salary, you make more than 99.9% of people who have children.
Very true.
So that's a make-believe number. You're just buying yourself time. If you're not ready for kids, then say it. But you're just buying yourself time going, I need to make 100K more. Because PC even says, you could do everything you need to do on that salary. And it's like, well, I don't know, inflation and things. It's like, you don't know anything,
Yes.
do you? Or you're just making things up.
Yeah, he probably turned on the news for like 5 minutes and he's like, inflation.
And we probably shouldn't have kids inflation.
That's that's a good excuse.
And finances are so important, right?
Oh my gosh.
If you were making a joint household income of $40,000, yeah, you might want to think about, can we raise a family on that? Are we going to be able to provide for food and clothes? If you're making a joint household income of $600,000, you either don't want kids or you're worse at math than I am.
Well, I think it's because she wants a kid within a year and he wants to wait a few years because he's younger.
Okay.
So it's the inflation.
He's waiting for his age to inflate.
Yeah. Well, but again, she's okay and he's okay, I guess. Hopefully he gets to 250. I don't know. But we also learned that there was no sex yet because Stasha wants to fall in love with him first.
Yes.
So that's why Nate keeps saying all these intellectual things why they're not banging. They're not banging because Stasha doesn't want to bang yet. Not because Nate wants to wait until the relationship is deep.
No. And so she says, I want to fall in love. And PC wonders, how do you know? How will you know when you're in love? And her response, tell me your thoughts on her response.
Well, her response was that she is in love when she stops seeing the little things that annoys her and starts seeing the person for who they are.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's true because you have to, I think love is when you accept the little things that annoy you, but you will just accept them because they come with a person that you love.
Yeah. And that was my thought too. And maybe she just said it in a weird way. Maybe that's how she meant to say it. Because you'll never stop seeing it. But I guess she said overlook maybe. So, all right. When she's in love, she'll get intimate. And they ask Nate, or PC asks Nate, his feelings on Stasha and how close they're getting. And Nate feels like she's transparent. And it turns out that's actually what Stasha wants Nate to be, is a little more transparent.
Yes. So then PC leaves and they're chatting afterwards. And Stasha basically says that Nate's been only telling her the surface level stuff. And he agrees. He's like, yes, I have. Right?
Sure.
So she wants him to dig deeper.
She wants him to dig deeper specifically about his mom, though. And this is where I get a little uncomfortable.
Well, I think she looks at it from the point of view that she's been through something similar.
Okay.
She doesn't know her dad.
Okay.
Right?
But her experience is not Nate's experience.
That's true.
So she's trying to pull something out of Nate that might not be there. Just because you had this experience doesn't mean someone else did.
I also feel like him opening up about something like this should come natural. Like, I would not just share things with you because you wanted to know right now, especially something that's a little uncomfortable to talk about, right? But if the more you, and this is just talking about the regular relationship that we met on Tinder, right?
Yeah.
The more time we spend together, the more we get to know each other. We both opened up, but I wasn't telling you things like very deeply personal things on the first 2 to 3 dates, right?
No, it takes time. It takes comfort.
But they are married, so I think
Still,
they should learn about each other within these 2 months.
They should, and I'm all for it and opening up and really digging in, getting to know someone. But if Stasha's sitting there going, I'm not going to be happy till you tell me about your mom. If there's nothing to tell, if he, as you said, I don't have a connection to my mom. She's a stranger. So if there's nothing to tell, then she's setting the relationship up for failure by going, well, he's not transparent unless he tells me about his mom. Maybe there's nothing to tell. Maybe there is.
Yeah.
There might be. But you can't just hang your relationship on this one thing. Otherwise, I think you're setting yourself up for failure, and it's not going to end well.
I agree.
So that's Nate and Stasha.
Yes. Let's talk about Morgan and Ben. New apartment, who dis?
New apartment, who dis? Same apartment everyone else is in.
Talking about the rules, like this is pretty much the same for everyone.
Boy. Except their rules are a little bit different.
Yes. Ben is bringing up the laundry conversation, and Morgan's like, yeah, I do my laundry in the morning, which is good. As long as it's not between 4 and 9 p.m.
Are those the hours?
Yes, between 4 and 9 p.m.
I thought he wanted it after 4.
No. 4 to 9 is the prime time.
Oh.
So the fact that she does her laundry in the morning is good.
Okay, that's good.
4 to 9 peak time. That's usually when I do laundry, so that's great.
Got it. Okay. And let's make sure everything's unplugged. That doesn't need to be like the gaming system, the air fryer. That's right out.
Yeah, no light on before 6 p.m.
Okay, the sun's still shining. No need for this artificial light.
John should learn this, by the way, because we live like vampires.
Right. We don't put lights on.
No, we do.
What are you talking about? We live like vampires.
Yeah, because you close the shades and then you turn your light on.
Okay, guys, I'm very particular. I need balanced light. And so if a room only has window from one side, I hate it. So I need to balance it out. I put on light so that there's equal lighting in the room.
It doesn't make any sense. But
Of course, if you have a room and there's one window that's open, there's light shining in, but then it's dark on the other side of the room. I hate it.
you know that most apartments and houses are built this way, so we're going to live like vampires forever?
Probably. Okay.
Well, hopefully there is no inflation on electricity or
Jeez.
we're screwed.
Morgan went to take a shower and Ben turned the lights off. That was-
Yeah,
that was
that's
fun.
a joke.
That was a little
She was
joke.
like, I'm not going to shower without a light. This is my dad's favorite joke, to turn the light off when I'm in the shower.
Classic. It's a classic dad
It's a
joke.
classic, especially if the light is outside.
Yeah.
It's a classic joke.
I don't know why that is. Ours is. I don't
Yeah.
No, that makes zero. That engineering there. There must be a reason. This
Yeah.
place was built recently. There must be a thought process.
Yeah, just to make it a little more fun.
I guess. Couple jokesters.
But then we go and we see Morgan's apartment, right?
Morgan.
wants to bring her, but she doesn't have a Nespresso.
You know what
she
I was
has
going to say.
espresso.
I was going to say Morgan's espresso machine would make Stasha jealous.
Well, but it's espresso, not Stasha when it's Nespresso.
All right.
It's a difference.
Okay.
It's a difference.
I
right?
feel like the Nespresso is worse. I would want a real espresso machine.
But Ben is looking at it and he's like, "Holy shit! All these cables. How many watts is this?"
You know the watts this thing must use?
Stasha. Morgan is like, "Oh, I'm bringing it with me." Dude, Ben, just enjoy it. You're not paying for the electricity for the next 2 months. Go crazy.
Go nuts.
Go wild. Do laundry
Right, because it's-
at like 6:30 p.m.
Because I do get confused. I kind of conflate Mitch and Ben, and I go, "Oh, he's trying to save the environment. He doesn't want to use." No, he's just trying to save $1. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
He doesn't
But
care
now
about.
he doesn't have to save $1, so he should go nuts.
Go nuts. And then he starts to get very curious about Morgan's cat's bathroom habits. Is he going to pee every hour? Will he pee on my shoes? Or will he pee in my mouth if I ask him to?
But then he's like, "But I cannot smell it, so that's good."
okay. But then they start talking, or Ben starts talking about them all getting on the same pee cycle, like women menstruating.
I think he's one of the people who just talks nonsense when he's not comfortable.
Right. He doesn't filter himself.
Yeah.
He's like, just noise is better than silence. So
Yes, and then we see Max, the cat, shows up.
Max is a baby.
Max is a cat. Morgan picks him
Ah,
up.
dare you.
What's a cat?
Max is a baby.
It's a cat.
Did you see how Morgan held Max, Teresa? How Morgan properly held Max against her chest, against her bosom, nestled Max against her bosom?
I'm not sure that Max liked it.
Max loved it. Just because cats don't like when you hold them out like it's something on fire.
That's how I do it with cats.
And that's why they have an issue with you and you have an issue with them. You guys need to come to a mutual understanding. One of our friends
Yeah, what was that?
messaged us and said,
To, like-
get on the ground so that you're eye level with the cat. And then maybe they won't feel as threatened.
Don't
or-
our friends we spend Thanksgiving with, do they have cats? One of them have a cat.
No.
No,
They
someone
have
has a cat.
They have like 5 dogs.
No. Last Thanksgiving, there was a cat. There was a cat, and I held the cat.
I'm trying to think of.
We were in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yes.
The next time we go there, I'm gonna
Hold the cat.
I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna get low.
Get low, get low.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Gotta get
meow.
low over the cat. But Max doesn't love when Ben is trying to pet him.
No.
But Ben is like, we're
He'll
going to be
learn.
besties. It's going to be my son. One big family. YOLO.
Yeah. So you know what I just noticed now that I'm looking at my notes?
What?
They didn't go to Ben's place.
Oh.
Because now my next note is Pastor Cal comes to visit.
You're right.
They didn't go to Ben's
No.
place? What's
They
the
did
deal
not.
with that?
Maybe it was too hot because he doesn't use his
Oh.
But San Diego is not that hot.
Too much COVID in there? And they're like, we're not going in there.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Did he have a roommate? Maybe because Ben had COVID. Maybe his roommates got COVID or something?
I don't think he has a roommate because who would live with him?
I don't know, but it's one way to save money.
Yeah, but if you had a roommate, you would have to make compromises.
Very true.
Well, anyways, PC's visiting, right? And so let's talk about the challenge on the honeymoon,
He
right?
gets right into the argument.
Yes.
The nurse versus not nurse.
Yes. And then Morgan clarifies what you guys were clarifying for us. Thank you for all the messages explaining.
A lot of nurses listen to us. I
Yeah,
feel,
a lot
I feel
of nurses.
very safe and I can reach out with any health questions.
Thank you for the explanation because we really didn't know. But Morgan says, I have my associate's degree.
Don't just brush over that. Teresa, most of the nurses who reached out to us said, John's right. John was right.
Well,
So don't say we don't know.
Okay, no one said John was right.
Oh.
Everyone was just explain the process.
I think a couple of our friends said I was right, Teresa.
Well, I was never arguing. I said I thought that
Okay.
you need, because I feel like being a nurse is so big that
You do
Didn't-
need training.
yeah. But I was like, oh, I think you need something extra besides your associates because when you get your associates, you also have to take math and you also have to take English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was just thinking like there must be something extra to add to it to focus on health.
Okay, well.
But I was
you
wrong.
thought wrong, Teresa.
I was wrong.
And I
You
thought
can get an
right.
associate's degree. So she says, I have an associate's degree and I am an RN and I'm one course away
Yeah.
from my bachelor's
And if you
degree.
don't believe me, look at me now. I'm wearing scrubs. Do you think I would just wear scrubs if I wasn't a nurse?
Yes, but the trust is broken, right? And it's hard for Morgan to trust Ben. But PC is like, what happened to you that you stopped letting people in? Oh, PC. PC knows where to poke the bear. Because Morgan starts crying and it's all about her childhood and her dad, right? And so then PC kind of explains to her how to get past that. And then he brings up intimacy.
He loves to bring up the intimacy.
He does.
He loves to bring it up.
But they said they were being intimate until this thing happened, right? Until the fight.
I knew they were banging.
Yes. So that's why I think Ben is attracted to her.
You don't
think
know.
he is.
You don't know, guys. You know.
You don't think he is not?
I mean, Mitch just took a couple tequila tastings, and then he was exploring Kristen's body.
Yeah, but Ben seems to be wanting to make things work.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying he's not attracted to her.
Yeah.
I'm still questioning why was he self-sabotaging so early on.
Yeah.
It could just be his personality. He can't get out of his own way.
I think so.
But yeah, they were at least, we don't know if they were banging. Maybe they were kissing. Maybe they were.
I think there was something. There was definitely something going on. But then Morgan kind of talks about her having her walls up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And PC says, what can we do to get the walls down? And
well, she has to do it.
well, Ben answers first, thinking the question was to him, I guess. He goes, PDA. You're not asking me? What? Okay. And then he just pats her on the back. And PC's head explodes. He's like, she's not on your basketball team. Then what are you doing with the patting on the back? He goes, yeah, okay, I'll YouTube affection.
Yeah, PC is like, no, dude, just listen to your wife because Morgan is down to bring her walls down.
Oh.
And she's down to snuggle as they did before the fight. And she's open to all this. So just follow her lead, Ben. Don't freaking YouTube it. Like, don't YouTube it.
Yes.
Because you're going to get some weird shit. Don't do it.
Yeah, and he uses a lot of electricity.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that is Morgan and Ben. Should we take a little break?
Sure.
Let's take a little break. When we come back, I mean, some of the heavy hitters. Some of the heavy hitters when we get back. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa.
How is it going?
Pretty.
You always
Pretty
do
good.
LD.
I don't always do it. Sometimes I think of other things to do, but in this instance, I had nothing
like it.
else.
I love it. Love
I had
it.
nothing
Okay.
else to do.
Let's talk about one of our favorite couples, Kristen and Mitch.
Condom alert. Somebody stole a condom.
New apartment, who dis?
Okay,
We
are
have
you
to say.
okay? I might say pretty good every time, but you don't need to say new apartment with guys. Spoiler alert: they all moved into a new apartment. Who
Let me
dis?
say that. Let me say that. Let me say that because new apartment, who dis is pretty good.
I agree. The first two times it was good.
We
Now
have
it's-
5 couples.
Now it's predictable. Okay.
Okay, new apartment, who dis? Condom alert.
Okay. I'm surprised Mitch uses condoms. Those seem to me like they're worse than straws.
That's very true.
So much rubber.
But where else would you do it? Like, would you like wrap a leaf around your penis?
There are other materials.
Like what?
Living in a material world, I'm a material girl. In college, this is not a story about me, but in college, one of my friends who you know was intimate with a woman.
Okay.
Think about the only friend I know or that you know that I went to college with.
I know.
We went to his
few.
wedding. Oh no.
Okay.
The other one doesn't have sex with women.
I mean, I didn't know.
I guess you could use a condom.
I
with
didn't know
guys.
if he was exploring.
Okay. No. So the one we went to his wedding, he was in a relationship in college with a girl who was allergic to latex.
Oh.
So he had to use goatskin condoms with her.
What's that?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Is it like made out of real goat skin?
I would imagine it is.
Do you have to kill the goat?
I mean, if you want a threesome, you don't have to, but that would be bestiality, and I don't think that's legal in Massachusetts.
I feel like why
Maybe it
don't,
was not lambskin. Maybe it was lambskin.
why don't people just use whatever you use for sausages?
I think that's what a lambskin
That's
condom
not
is.
skin. It's out of. What do you call the?
Here, let me read this to you. Lambskin. I don't know. I thought it was goatskin. Lambskin condoms are a natural membrane condom made from animal material rather than synthetics. Okay, Teresa?
Yeah, I'm just questioning. Why don't you use? Let me just find the word.
Oh boy. But to me, that is more eco-friendly.
I mean,
than
yes.
latex condoms.
Maybe Mitch is not as. Oh, why don't you use like pig intestines?
Sure, you could, I think. It just goes to show you, that's guys. When it comes to sex, all your morals are out the window. You're like, if I can bang, whatever. I can bang, I'm going to bang.
Where do you even buy that stuff?
I think you have to go to a special market, but they might sell lambskin at CVS. Or I don't, guys, call in. Tell us
Does
what kind
it
of...
smell?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, like a gyro.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't in the room, Teresa. I was not in the room.
But he never told you?
I tried not to ask too many questions. We'll research more off the pod.
Gee, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of the pull-out method, but
Yeah. Huh. Anyway.
interesting.
So, okay. They're at the apartment, new apartment, who dat? And they're in bed talking about the journey, and they're happy together.
Yeah, and Mitch says so much had happened during the first week of marriage, right?
Yeah.
And Kristen keeps talking about everything, how she enjoys Mitch and how she likes that they didn't give up and they went through some hard times, and Mitch is just so in love.
He's like, I'm so happy I don't feel the way I did a week ago.
Thanks for reminding us,
Remember
Mitch.
when I told you were ugly?
And then I get drunk, I wanted to bang you.
Yeah. So happy I don't feel that way.
Yes, but he like hugs her so hard. It's like this loving hug.
Yeah, I know. Good for them.
It's good. I'm happy. But I'm like, I just wrote down, you see, you moron.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Well, let's see. But let's see if they can make it.
Okay. Old apartment, who dis?
Yes, Mitch's apartment. It's tiny and it's dirty.
His beach pad. It is tiny. It's dirty. It looks more like a surf shop to me.
Yes.
Because there's surfboards everywhere. There's an e-bike. There's a sex swing, which I guess was more of like a Cirque du Soleil workout contraption. But it was a mess.
Yeah, that's a legit workout.
Is it?
Yeah. At my old gym, before we moved, that's what I did there.
And that's where it belongs,
Yes.
right? It doesn't belong
you can-
hanging in the
you
center
can-
of your living room.
Well, definitely not. But there is no space for a gym because one of his room is basically a garage filled with junk.
True. And then we see the bathroom. Go ahead, talk about it.
Ew.
Leaves a lot to be desired. I think there was dirt in the bathtub.
Oh, yeah. He says, I was watering plants.
Okay. Is that what you
Yeah.
call it?
Sure, Mitch.
This,
sure.
this is the bathroom. Forget Ben and Morgan's. This is the bathroom I would turn the light off if I had to go in and take a shower.
Yeah, I feel like his sink is dirty, his stove. Oh my gosh, I hate that.
If you thought the bathtub was gross,
Yeah.
look at the stove.
I hate the dirty kitchen. Like, I could not deal with it. I cannot even deal if I clean our kitchen about 4 times a day. And basically, anytime I walk into the kitchen and I do anything or I see John doing anything, I wipe it.
You do a wipe, but
Yeah,
you don't
but-
do a deep, like we'll do a deep clean after we cook something.
Well, every single night I do a deep clean
Yeah.
after we cook, but I still wipe it. I wouldn't leave it there and be like, oh, it's a little dirty, but I wipe it later. Never.
Okay.
But that's just disgusting.
It's a mess.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mess. Then we see Kristen's place.
Yes. And all I can focus on is the pug.
This is the first swell dog alert.
It's a beautiful sweller.
Luna the dog. She is freaking out. Luna's a baby too. You saw
Luna
Max?
is a baby.
Max is a baby.
Max is a cat. Luna is a baby.
Swell dog. She snores. Luna snores. She has asthma. It's just how we like our pets. She has one too many eyes for us, but it's not a deal breaker. We would still take Luna. We love banged up
She has
pets.
breathing issues too.
We love it. We love
But
taking pets in
she has
need.
a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety.
It's our perfect pet. And there's this moment where Mitch and Luna get into this like little stare off, and Luna is just panting, and I think she freaked Mitch out a little bit.
And like Mitch is like laying in bed, looking at Luna, and he's like, your dog is just frustrating.
Luna has Ben in energy. Like Luna is like frantic and just like Ben. Like, oh wow, hey, do you pee every hour? Oh, okay. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go. Okay, all right. So that's
But
Luna
Luna's a
energy.
baby.
We love Luna. So then let's cut to a new night. They're having dinner at the apartment. Kristen cooked dinner,
Yes.
and I was getting flashbacks when I saw this. I was flashing back to Mark de Jacques and Lindsay because they had a lot of scenes in that kitchen where one of them was cooking and a fight always broke out when they were sitting down to eat dinner. And I was like, I'm getting Mark and Lindsay vibes.
Not.
It was good.
It was good. Yeah. The dog is being good too. Like Mitch is happy with Luna, the dog, right?
Yeah.
And they're then eating, chatting, and talking about if they've ever been in love.
Interesting.
And so what Mitch says, I relate to because Mitch says, I've never been in love in the adult, mature way. Me neither until I met you, right? Like I
Sure.
dated and I had a boyfriend in high school, but that's not a mature, real love, right?
Right. That may be closer to what Kristen says because Kristen says, I fall in love easily, but she also uses the word infatuation when she's explaining this. I think she's confusing the two. I think she gets infatuated easily because
Yes.
infatuation is not love.
No, it's not. But I still am closer to what Mitch said because I don't fall in love easily. Actually, only you.
Thank you. But yeah, I think that high school feeling is infatuation.
It is, yes.
And
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
so I don't know that Kristen falls in love easily. I think she falls infatuation easily.
Yeah, and I never called it love really in my adult life because love is what you and I have, and I never experienced it before, and that's how I know that's what it is.
Agreed.
But yes. But so I get what Mitch says because Kristen was like, okay, well, 41 and single.
Yeah.
What up? But I get it.
It's all positive.
Yeah.
Either way you spin it, they're both feeling good about where they're at. And they sit down after dinner, and Kristen has a little gift pack for
Kristen,
Mitch.
why don't you just wait a few days? It's gonna arrive from the experts. They are gonna send you the jar.
Do you think she actually made this, or do you think this is from the experts?
I like making shit too, so I get it. And I love how she pointed out this is a used mason jar.
Right. And it came with a card that said shit just got real. I think it said shit just got real because it blurred out the first word. I can't imagine what else it would have said. But there's the used mason jar, recycled mason jar. It she should have used one of Nate's oatmeal containers. Right? That's recycling. But inside are love coupons.
Love it. But I love that they're not cheesy. They're kind of fun.
I think love coupons are a little cheesy.
Well, I like what she did. It's fun. So one of them is expiring tonight, and hello, it's a bubble bath. Basically, Kristen is saying, I'm ready to be banged.
Yeah, and then I wonder there was one coupon that made Mitch's eyes bulge, and probably something else bulge, but they wouldn't say what it was. He was like, I'm not going to read this one. What could that?
I don't know.
I have some guesses. I won't say it on a family-friendly podcast like this. But then another coupon is yes day. One day you decide what to do, and I just say yes to it.
Interesting.
Okay? So Mitch cashes in that bubble bath coupon, and Kristen says, if things get steamy, I think I'd be willing to take things to the next level.
Oh, that's why she gave him the coupons, because she was
that's an opening of the door.
Tonight's tonight. But then we learned that all pugs are cock blocks.
We're talking about Stepanka's dog.
Yeah, she's a pug. The pug was trying to be there when she was banging that guy, or not, because she was celibate.
Who's Stepanka? Yeah.
Yeah. Now this pug wants to get in on the fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, bro.
Dirty
you wait
dogs.
outside.
Pugs are dirty dogs. All right. New day.
PC's here.
PC pays a visit, and PC's like,
PC arrives,
this
right?
place smells like sex.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he didn't say that.
He can smell it. He can smell a good
He's
bang.
an expert, yeah.
But they're talking about a honeymoon and the issues.
PC stands for post-coital.
Could be, yeah.
So
But
he comes in, he's post-coital.
usually that's a cigarette, but sure.
That just means after sex.
I know, that's usually a
But
cigarette.
PC arrives. PC's
I
like
know.
the sex superhero. He's after sex. He's right there to find out how it went because he's a dirty
Oh,
man.
he's
too.
so dirty.
He wants to know all about this.
God is watching him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Someone's watching. That's how PC likes it. PC's a little bit of a voyeur and exhibitionist. Anyways, post-coital is there. PC is there.
Yes, okay, talking about the honeymoon and the issues, and PC is just so happy that they are mature enough to work through the issues. And it's true.
Yeah.
Although Mitch wasn't very mature, it was Kristen who really, really, really turned on her mature button.
She was mature from day one
Oh my
until
gosh.
now. She could have folded,
Yeah.
and she didn't. She stayed true to the process. She stayed strong, and Mitch came around.
Yes, and he said, I'm a baby. I mean, I'm aware of it.
He broke through his walls, though. Came around. Kristen says, I love this marriage. It's even better than I wanted. And guess what, PC? Hope you're sitting down because in recent days, we consummated this bitch.
Bang, bang, bangity bang.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But then PC learned something that is a little concerning to him because they only take things day by day. They don't think about what's going to be in 8 weeks. They think about what's going to be next week.
Yeah.
And
they're not planning for a lifetime yet.
But I get it because they just overcame this obstacle that almost ruined this whole thing, right? So taking things day by day, getting to know each other a little more, I get it.
But they're basically in the Miguel School of Maths now because PC says, well, you're planning more than 8 weeks from now, right? And they both say, no, not yet.
No,
That's
of course,
Miguel.
Of course they are, but they don't talk about it because it can be a scary thing to say, okay, in 8 weeks, there is the decision day, right?
Yeah.
If you don't go there and you just enjoy day by day and you get to know each other first, then you get to week 8 and then you'll decide. If you keep constantly thinking about like, okay, so this is for 8 weeks. I still have 7 weeks to go to figure this out. That's scary. I would be freaked out.
But then don't put any time frame on it. Don't say
True.
you are planning for more than 8 weeks, but don't say you're not planning. Just say
That's what I said.
It's wide open. When
They said
PC
day
goes,
by day.
But when PC goes, you're planning more than 8 weeks, they go, no. Just say, well, we're not,
Yeah.
there's no timeline.
Yeah, I
there's
think
no
they,
timeline.
Yes, but that's what I think they're doing. I just don't think they expressed themselves well.
Okay.
Right? I also think that Kristen is holding back a little bit because she doesn't want to freak out Mitch. When he finally is getting around, I'm sure that she would love to say, of course we'll be together past. That's my goal. But she also knows if she says it, Mitch might freak out.
That's a good point. Right. Mitch, there's this fear that he might leave. And apparently he talks in third person. Did you pick up on this?
No.
Apparently, because he goes, let's make sure we don't pressure Mitch.
Oh. I think he's joking.
Oh, no, he seems like a third person kind of Mitch.
I hate it. Like that's horrible when
Let's
people do
make
that.
sure we don't pressure Mitch.
That's so self-absorbing.
He definitely talks like that. And PC's like, yeah, there's no need for pressure. Your marriage is up to you, Mitch.
And then PC brings up the money.
Woo! From fiancés to finances.
Yes. And so they did not talk about it either.
No.
But let's whisper. Why are we whispering? Tell
Why
us.
are you and here's the thing about the whisper. This is the only, Stasha and Nate were the only couple we heard.
Yes,
salaries.
because they love to flex.
They love
Come
to
on.
flex, but it was also added in post. You could hear, they didn't show the lips, and you could hear a audible change.
Oh, how do you even pay attention to that?
Because it was like, did you guys talk about finances and your salaries? Yeah, we talked about it. How much did you make? 400,000. And it was like such a different
Really?
level of volume and clarity. And
I didn't pick up on that.
yeah, so they added that in post for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. Well, these guys whispered, and all we learn is that Kristen makes twice as much.
Yes. But she doesn't care about the money. What she cares
And-
about is
yes.
Mitch's happiness.
And Mitch doesn't care about the fact that she's gonna be bringing the big bucks.
Right.
As long as he can keep saving the planet, he's good.
So then we talk about kids. And Kristen says, well, the two of us have never had this discussion. But Mitch comes out and says, I'd like to have kids in the next couple of years. Kristen says, if it were up to me, we would start and have kids within the next year.
Yeah, and then I realized that shit, she's my age.
But her reason, which I'm torn on, because I understand why people say this, but her reason is all my friends have kids, and that's what I want.
Which I get too, because then you get to hang out with your
Right.
friends, and they have the kids that are more or less the same age.
So I get that, but everyone else is on a different timeline than you. You just got married.
Yeah.
So don't live your life on someone else's timeline. But I do understand the want of, oh, we'll all have our kids in school together. Oh, we'll all bring them to the
Yeah.
park. I get that.
Yeah.
But don't end up in a bad situation. Don't end up having a kid with someone that you don't want to have a kid with just because you want your kids to be the same age as your friends' kids.
Yes.
That's where I think it gets a little hairy.
Yes,
But-
but let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if these two lovebirds will make it.
PC's like, this is it. This is your partner. This is the mother and father of your children. So start talking about love. Start talking about baby making, and it can happen. Don't be afraid to express yourself.
Yes, and then he encourages them to express when they feel love. Like express when you feel it. Don't hold back, because I think he was mostly talking to Mitch. Because
call me.
basically saying,
Because I want to see.
he was basically saying, Mitch, if you feel like you're falling in love or you love her, don't hold back and wait. If it's a real thing, tell her.
That's good advice.
Yes,
That's good
especially
advice.
with this. I feel like if you think about it real life, I don't think I knew I loved you way before I said it, right? I just was waiting for you to say, took my time to really make sure.
You thought I asked him to be my boyfriend.
I literally thought that.
So let him
I
say
literally thought that because I was like, all right, so I did do once big step. Well, now it's your turn. I'll say it back because I feel it already. So it was just, but these guys are, everything is on speed, right? Basically, everything is like moving way, way, way faster. So once you feel it, you should say it.
And yes, completely. But not just that. In this particular circumstance where Kristen probably, she seems confident. She seems like everything has resolved from the honeymoon. She's still probably a little self-conscious about Mitch's comment. And so him being open and coming out and saying, I love you, that's going to go a long way for her.
And that's what I said before. This girl will never forget that.
Never.
Girls don't forget things like this.
Guys don't forget things like that either.
Yeah, so I think Mitch really screwed himself. And let's see, I think Kristen is very chill and she wants this to work. So I think he got lucky with her because if she was anyone else,
oh yeah,
that would be it.
Oh yeah,
it's really hard to come back from something like this.
I agree. All right, let's talk about our next couple, Alexis and Justin. New apartment, who dis?
Hey, new apartment, who dis? It got sad.
Oh boy,
because they're discussing the dogs.
Justin's still wearing his all-inclusive bracelet.
I didn't see that, but sure. But they're talking about the dogs, and Alexis is like, I think they're gonna be besties.
A little foreshadowing here.
Well, first, let's go to Alexis's apartment.
Can I do, so we don't do it all at one time, can I do a little sad dog this segment?
Sure.
A little sad dog update? Just because I feel like it's my job to break some news. Breaking heart news. Noi, her dog Sushi, passed away.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Sushi was a baby.
Yeah, Sushi was a baby.
She passed away. She had cancer. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh.
But long battle with cancer, and Sushi
she was a baby.
Passed away. Yeah. So that's a sad dog update. Sad dog the segment.
Well, we'll continue this segment just in a little bit. But first, let's go to Alexis's apartment filled with vaginas.
Okay. But aside from that, she's a great artist.
Oh, no. I loved it. I loved the vaginas, too. I loved it.
Me, too. There was a very cool, as you would say, Teresa, Einstein painting on the wall.
Because that's his name.
Einstein, we say
Einstein.
here. Einstein bagels, yes. But
how do you know that that's what I say?
Because you always
say Einstein bagels.
Because you tell me, almost once a week, I would say you tell me I'm as smart as Einstein. So
what are you talking about?
You're my little Einstein.
You're a smart baby.
You don't say that, but so yes, they're checking out the art. She also has paw sanitizer for the dogs because this is all to just add context to the fact that her dog Newton the dog
is a baby
and is her child.
Yes.
Okay.
Paw sanitizers. I mean, interesting.
Is it different than hand sanitizer?
I mean, it has to be because I don't think dog
friendly.
I don't know.
Then you might lick it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Anyways, so we meet Newton the dog. Love Newton the dog.
He's so cute.
I think everyone can agree with that. We see the art, and that's the tour.
Yes, Justin wants to grab this one of, I think it's her body. Her butt.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see Justin's apartment.
It's tiny.
Yes. Here's what I will say. He had some good art on his walls, too.
But you mean the motivational quotes?
No, there was a wall with paintings. One of them looked like a Tristan Eaton.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad apartment, but I think he lives very close to the airport.
He definitely does. And, okay, there may be art on one wall, but there's only 4 walls in that apartment.
Yes, it's the kitchen and the living room and the bathroom, everything together.
This is the biggest man in math's history, and he has the smallest apartment.
But he has a big balcony.
He's got a cool outdoor space.
Yeah.
He's got a nice place to hang out there. Alexis not a fan of the apartment overall. Not the biggest fan, not the type of place she would want to move into.
Yeah, because the planes basically land in your backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we see Justin using his laser pointer, and he's using it with his dog.
It's okay. So this is where we see Maya, the dog again, and Baloo, the cat.
Well, so I see the laser pointer, and I see him playing with the dog, and I go, aren't those for cats? Don't you use those on cats? And then out walked his cat. And I go, huh. And then I go, huh? He has 2 pets in this place? This place is too small for him. And he's got 2 pets in it.
I mean, pets are a companion.
It's too small.
They're smaller than a woman. That's what he does not have in the apartment.
Very true. But I just couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, he's got a dog. It's a pretty decent sized dog in this tiny place. And then he's got a cat too. It's too much. All right. Should we do this thing?
Yeah. So back at their apartment, right? And I did have a dog. I had a few dogs.
I had a dog and cats, Teresa.
Don't tell me. But I also, and I think
you're going to get so many messages.
I'm not a cat person. Jesus, I don't hate cats. I just prefer dogs, period.
Okay, well, I had a couple cats and a dog.
Yeah, don't tell me about that. But I did actually have my own dogs. You did not have your own dogs.
Well,
it was your ex's
I
pets.
helped raise the dog, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I had my own dogs. I trained my own dogs.
Yeah.
I was going to competition with my dog.
Okay.
Ida. She was a baby.
All right.
And it was a mixed dog competition. It's just local. But I was winning left and right. And I know, because there were other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know how to introduce a pet to another pet.
As do I.
You have to keep them on the leash to begin with, right?
Well,
And
it's tricky. It's not that simple, Teresa. It's just not that simple.
No, it's not. But you don't just let them run around and let them just get on top of each other and think they're gonna be friends. They may.
I never won any dog showing competitions, Teresa, but let me tell you how I understand it. If you can do it outside, do it outside. Don't do it in a confined space, a closed apartment. You want these animals to feel like they have some room. Secondly, Justin has Maya on a leash. Okay? Newton is not on a leash.
No, they both should be on a leash.
That's bad. Yes. Either both be on a leash, which is preferable so that you can be in control, or there are instances both be off the leash. But to have one on a leash and one not on a leash.
What did you Google?
It's not. I went to dog training school.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. My dog was not a good dog.
Wasn't your dog?
I raised him.
Where is the dog now?
With my ex. So it's not my dog now?
No.
But we went to, because this dog was out of control. This dog was a Maya, and we had to take him to obedience class, and you learn these things. And so if you can have them both off the leash, that's fine. But they both need to be off the leash. And so that there's not this weird power dynamic where one's on the leash, one's off the leash. Of course, if they can both be on the leash, that's great. So you're in control. But it was all sorts of wrong. They're in the apartment. One's on a leash. One's not.
And they're not watching them. Like,
right.
You need to pay attention. And I feel bad what happened to Newton, because if you guys didn't watch and you were just listening to us, Maya, Justin's dog, bit Newton's eye and it was bleeding. It was so sad.
It was one of those moments where I go, oh man, like classic reality TV where they're going to make it seem like something happened and nothing happened.
No, something happened.
Newton's eye was bleeding. It was...
I felt so bad. He almost lost his eye.
And Justin just calmly goes, bad dog. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You need to discipline that dog. And to make matters worse, we find out Maya's kind of a difficult dog. She's got a violent past.
He should have done something a long time ago. And
I'm not blaming Maya. I'm blaming Justin.
oh, absolutely, Justin. It's not
It's not the
never
dog.
the dog's fault.
never the dog.
If you have an aggressive pit bull, it's because of the person who's raising him.
Right.
Like I have one of my very close friends has a pit bull, and it's like the nicest dog ever because she raised him with love.
Right. When you go to dog obedience school, they're training you as much as they're training the pet.
I can't believe you never told me.
I wasn't like I went to overnight camp. I went to a dog
How
class.
often?
Once a week for a couple weeks, I think.
What?
Yeah.
I can't believe you never
It
told me.
was a bad dog.
Can't believe it. Well, you guys should have really paid attention to him when he was a baby. You screwed up. It was on you.
It was actually where the dog came from was not a good place.
Oh.
Yeah. And again, not the dog's fault. It was the previous owner.
Oh, not you. A little bit of your fault too.
Well, yes, we should have taken it to obedient school sooner than we did. But anyways, I'm just saying this was not the way to do it. And you saw why it wasn't the way to do it because poor Newton.
Oh, yeah.
And then to make matters worse, at least in my eyes, Alexis goes to change to go to the vet. This is the one time Justin's not crying.
Right? Oh, that's a great point.
I was crying.
I know. I felt so bad for Newton.
This
the
is the
dog.
one time it'd be okay for you to cry, Justin. And he's just like, oh, bad dog.
But
Are you a psychopath, Justin?
he closes the door when Alexis is changing. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, he feels bad.
He did feel bad. He
But
apologized.
I honestly, I feel bad for Maya the dog too because again, that's not her fault.
Now she's getting shipped off.
Yeah,
to-
to like a
to a
shitty
kennel.
looking place.
Yeah, I feel bad for Maya too. It's definitely not her fault.
Yeah. So they both, like Alexis should have paid attention to Newton.
Yep.
And-
Justin should have been open about Maya having a violent past, and you would have completely handled that situation differently.
Yes.
If Alexis knew, oh, Maya has a tendency of biting dogs or attacking dogs, no, she wouldn't have just let Newton roam around like that. So Justin's at fault
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
for not being forthcoming with the information and for not training his dog better.
Yeah, and especially because Maya is a bigger dog. Like if Maya was a Chihuahua and Newton was a Saint Bernard, I would be like,
Still.
okay, well,
Still.
absolutely still. But I almost feel like hopefully the smaller dog, sometimes they respect the bigger dogs. Not all the time, but
Still.
but anyways, yes, absolutely still. He should have done something. Train your dogs, people.
Yeah. Okay. Next day,
Newton has a cone
Newton has a cone.
and he has a swollen eye.
Yeah.
And poor Maya's going away for 2 weeks because Justin is a moron.
Yeah.
And it's
Hopefully,
just sad.
hopefully it works out.
And Newton's going to be recovering. And she's a baby.
Yeah. Okay. So then we get PC visiting. He wants to talk about the dogs. Normally he wants to talk about doggy style, but this time he wants to talk about the dogs.
Oh, like you see like Newton being a baby sitting there with a swollen eye. It's so sad.
Yeah.
And Alexis is upset.
Yeah.
But I think she's upset because that's when she tells us Justin didn't tell me about Maya's violent past.
And this is what upsets me so much because Justin's response is, well, it's irrelevant. Maya was innocent in those fights. All right. I get wanting to well, we don't know. We weren't there for the fights. But I get wanting to defend your dog.
Yeah.
But come on. Come on. Like let's
So
have
if
an
she was
honest-
innocent in those fights, why did she attack Newton?
Exactly.
It's not like Newton attacked
And-
her and she was trying to save her ass.
And what gets my ears up is when he says innocent in those fights, plural. Who's the common denominator? Maya. So I think maybe
Whose fault is it? Justin's.
Justin. So I think, come on, Justin.
And he's crying.
Yeah, finally.
He finally got
There was a
emotional again.
drought for about an hour and a half this episode. Finally, we get some tears.
But PC is like telling him not to beat himself up. Shit happens, which is true.
Yeah.
But instead of crying, you should have done something way before.
Yeah, yeah. And so PC is like, Alexis, what do you need now? at this point? What do you need? And she says, I need Justin to overshare. I need him to over communicate. Even if it might hurt my feelings, he just needs to talk to me.
Yes.
And Justin says, I can do that. I can do that. And Justin goes, I just need another chance with Maya.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, right.
So Alexis wants him to talk to her. He wants another chance with Maya.
Yes.
But basically, Alexis says, well, okay, but if she's not better, we'll do what we talked about. And what he talked about was giving Maya away, which is very sad.
It's incredible. It's probably one of the hardest things to have to do.
Yeah, but maybe she could stay in the camp a little longer, something until she really calms down.
Perhaps, but if she can't live copacetically with Newton, the agreement was Justin's going to find a new owner for her, and Justin now is going, well, it's not that easy. Giving her away, it's not as easy as just saying I'd give her away.
Which I get.
I get too, but
dog. But
now you're going to create another issue. You're going to have the dog issue. Now you're going to create a trust issue because now you're saying things and going back on your word.
Look at you.
It was like I was raised by a psychologist or something.
Yeah, but basically, Alexis says, if the dogs don't work out, I'm out. Because Newton's her baby.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about Justin being her husband.
No,
because
she's got no attachment yet to him.
Yeah, and then she's fully attached to Newton.
Yeah. All right.
One last couple.
I'll let you say it, Teresa.
Lindy and Miguel. New apartment. Who dis?
Who dis? All right.
They're chatting and okay. I feel like every single time they talk about something, they're just over-analyzing. And it's Lindy who's over-analyzing every single situation they're in. They're like talking through, and I get it. Like I love talking through things too, but they're talking through everything.
They're good communicators,
but
I think.
Yes. So
it's better to, again, back to what PC and everyone's like, overshare.
Yes.
It's better to overshare. Well, what are you referring to? They're talking about the cat, and Miguel goes,
just in general to this whole...
But Miguel's like, we need to talk about the cat because I'm allergic to cats. And then he goes, wait, what? Okay, well, do you take Benadryl or what are we going to do? And he's like, just kidding. I like that. I thought, I'm down for a little playfulness. That's harmless.
That's true, right?
Banter. Yes.
But Miguel... Classic Miguel's like, we know there is a decision day, and so we have to see if we'll make it.
Don't use the D word.
Because it's a trigger
don't
word.
Don't use the D word.
It's the trigger. I hate this term because...
Get on your soapbox. Do it because I went off on Patreon about gaslighting and how people overuse that.
Saying that's a trigger warning. So... Yes, all these trigger warnings on like Netflix and stuff.
Were you going through my browser history?
You know that we share a computer, but I wasn't.
Last week I was reading about trigger warnings because I'm like, this has gone too far. You can't put...
I didn't because you use Google Chrome, I use Safari.
Oh. So I was reading about trigger warnings because I'm to the point now where I feel about trigger warnings. I feel the same way about gaslighting. You can't live in a Nerf world all the time. And so I'm like... Can this really be good? Is this benefiting our society?
And you were researching it because we saw they talked about it on Bill Maher.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh.
That was the young girl who writes for the Post.
Oh,
and then she was saying, I was in the NYU generation of everything was like trigger warning.
Yes.
An alert.
They put on the back of their student IDs, it was like 911, campus security, and then here's a number to call if someone offends you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we've gone too far. And so the consensus from everyone studying trigger warning is it's not good. In fact, it's almost doing more harm than good because sure, people have PTSD and they don't necessarily want to be brought back to a certain place, but everyone will tell you have to confront your fear.
Yes.
Avoiding it is not going to solve it. You have to confront it, and that's how you'll get over it. And so this whole trigger warning thing, if you're going to choose to avoid these subjects, you're actually going to do more harm than good.
Yeah, so back to this.
Yeah.
D-Day is a trigger word for Lindy.
Yeah.
And she just does, let's call it something else, which is Miguel's idea.
I like this. I'm all down to rebrand.
Yes, and that's what he basically said. Let's rebrand it and call it the Vows Renewal Day.
Yeah, Vow Renewal Day.
Vow Renewal.
Forget the whole trigger warning reason to rebrand it. I just like that they're coming together. They're creating something. We do that all the time. We create something that's our own, it's ownable, and it makes them feel good because it lets them each know that it's a way of communicating. It's a way of communicating to say, we're going to say yes on decision day.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's cool. They rebranded it Vow Renewal Day.
Well,
yeah.
Miguel doesn't know if he's going to say yes, but I think this little, I think when he thinks about it, he's like, yeah, no, 8 weeks, who knows? But then when he doesn't think about it, he's all in, right? Like coming up with a different name for the decision day.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing some overthinking.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to Miguel's apartment. And of course, she's super positive. I love how open everything is. This is great. I love it. It's like everything is perfect.
Yeah, she loves it. And Miguel loves to cook. And his stove isn't even dirty. Good job, Miguel. That's first.
His counter is GNC. His counter does look like Vitamin Shop. But and then to accompany that, he's got a legit pull-up bar in his living room. Mm-hmm. I think I'd rather have Mitch's sex swing, but he's got.
A lot of people have that table.
The what?
That table that you pull up.
No, pull-up bar. No, that table is cool. Pop-up is very convenient. No, he's got a pull-up bar set up. A lot of people have it hanging over their door.
I thought you were saying like a pull-up bar that you pull it up and it's a bar.
Pop-up table.
Yeah.
No, he's got a pull-up bar.
Oh, does he?
A chin-up bar.
I mean, everyone has that, I feel like.
But they'll have it on a closet door. He had it in the center of his living room, this structure.
He's a bachelor.
That he does pull-ups. I know.
No, everyone is as artistic and organized as you, because guys, the first time I went to John's apartment, I was like, I don't even know what to expect. Dude living alone, it's gonna be a disaster. It was really nice.
Well, it was a studio apartment in New York City. But it was nice.
It was nicely organized. You didn't cook. Your kitchen was non-existent because it was so tiny.
Yeah. Okay, so she sees all of the gym equipment, really starts to turn her on. And then to really put her over the edge, Miguel shows her his Dungeons and Dragons books.
Yes. So
were the pages stuck together?
Did he say those are like not even like about the game and how to play it, but more like tips and tricks?
Probably.
Right?
I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons.
These are my Bibles. I still don't understand the game, but that's not it.
Oh,
that's not it.
Then he comes in dressed as the QAnon shaman.
He's like, can you wait here for a minute? And Miguel's like, she loves my quirkiness. Let's embrace it.
He goes, this is my alter ego, Bear Man. That's my alter ego on Friday nights, Beer Man. He just comes out, he's owning it.
And she loves it, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then we did not see Lindy's apartment either.
What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe there was nothing interesting. Who knows?
There was nothing. Well, I was going to say there was nothing interesting in
Morgan's.
Yeah. And Justin's really wasn't that interesting. It was just small.
I mean, we wanted to see that. That was like so small. He's so big.
True.
2 pets.
Okay, so we don't see Lindy's. We see them the next night sitting at home with a couple glasses of wine. Yes. Or no, sorry, Lindy's at home with a couple glasses of wine. Miguel comes busting in with flowers. It was so scripted. It stuck out because he's coming in and she's just sitting there with 2 glasses of wine, but his whole thing was like, surprise, I got flowers. It wasn't a surprise at all.
Yes, but I think this was like one of the days that she just took off and did nothing.
Oh, for sure. I hope you don't get mad. Just
nothing. But he's home and he's going to cook dinner.
And I love this. These are our favorite nights.
Yes.
Couple glasses of wine, you're cooking, I'm DJing. It's a good relaxing time.
Guys, when Jones is DJing, he tells Alexa what to play.
Alexa's DJing, just guiding her.
Yes.
But it's fun. It's relaxing.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Bonding, you're talking. It's good. And Miguel brings up how we need to be ourselves, unapologetically ourselves, which seems good on paper to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how you're going to be yourself.
You do.
Unapologetically yourself. When I hear that, I hear, I'm not going to change or adapt for you. We're just going to be unapologetically ourselves. To me, so you're not going to bend.
Well,
You're
you
not going
should
to
be
change.
yourself, but you should, if there are any things that you don't see eye to eye, you should find a middle ground.
But sorry, Therese. I'm being unapologetically myself. That's how I hear it. and
yeah,
that concerns me
I hear you.
a little bit.
And I think Miguel is the type of a guy who's like, nope, this is how I do things. I'm not changing, and you either roll with it or not.
Yeah. And then Miguel's like, the reason I'm into you, Lindy, is that je ne sais quoi, that intangible. And Lindy's like, oh, okay. Well, I love that. I love hearing this. It's
And
great.
then she said, our relationship is annoyingly awesome.
Is what?
She said it's annoyingly awesome.
Right. And so she's eating the dinner. She's loving it. And she's like, this is so delicious. What would you name your restaurant, Miguel? He says, Lynn Gwells, which I think is the star of Hamilton.
Is it?
Isn't Lynn Gwell?
I don't know. But it's their hashtag. Could be their hashtag.
Ah, that could have been
well,
their
that's
wedding.
what Lindy says. That could be our hashtag.
All right. Could be the wedding.
Power
hashtag.
couple.
PC. Speaking of PC, power couple.
PC's visiting.
New day, PC paying a visit. And Lindy once again going off on, I still have a crush. Still have a crush on Miguel.
Big crush. She's like, I came into this with an open mind. I was ready to put the work in, but the fact that Miguel is so handsome and so awesome, it's just easier. But it's good because I believe that she would literally be into this no matter what.
She's 100% in,
Yeah.
no matter who showed up at the altar.
Yeah.
She says, I want a conflict, though, so I can see how we
Nah.
resolve it.
Don't ask, and that's what PC said, don't ask for conflicts, because if you coexist with someone
Yeah.
in the same space, you will have a conflict.
They'll come, and if you're so eager for them to come, you're going to start looking for them.
Yeah.
And that's not
No.
good either.
No, but they
So-
will come. They will come, and then you will resolve them as they come. And that's the natural way to see how you can deal with things. If you're looking for one,
Yeah,
it's not gonna be natural
exactly.
because you're gonna be, oh, here it is.
This is,
Yeah.
Are we supposed to fight now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. It'll come. And then they talk about kind of how they were in different places where Lindy was all in. She was committed no matter what. Miguel felt like I could give my all for 8 weeks, but then we'll see on decision day. And he says that wasn't really flying with Lindy. So we rebranded decision day. He tells PC about the new name, Vow Renewal Day. And PC's face was like, how dare you? I came up with decision day. That was my idea. I gave that to the producers. They loved it. How dare you rebrand Vow Renewal Day?
But
VRD. How dare you?
I think PC's happy with them. They're
Yeah.
progressing, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
it's good, right? Is that it?
That's it. Oof, oof.
Yeah. That's it.
That's
It
it.
was a good episode.
It was a good
Minus
episode.
the dog drama.
I do always enjoy the apartments in the beginnings.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my next favorite thing is going to be the couples retreat.
It is.
But
you know what I
that's gonna
don't
be several
like?
episodes away.
When they do these like made up activities, or like when they do the jars.
It's
like-
it's so forced.
It's so forced.
That's
and
not
it's
a
like,
normal
ah.
thing that couples do.
No,
Just like brushing your teeth at the same time over your double vanity.
not even that. Like that's still. I'm like, all right, like do that. But when you get a jar full of like deep questions, or you have to like, I don't know, those games they give them to play to trigger intimacy or so.
The only argument I'll make in defense of it is these are not normal relationships.
Absolutely.
They need a little encouragement to get to a certain place and talk about a certain thing.
I'm
So
not
that's-
saying they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that's one of my
Yeah.
least favorite things to
Yeah.
watch.
Except when Lindsay and Mark Desjardins did it, it was hilarious. The way she just grabbed that ball gag and shoved it in her mouth. She's like, I'll show you how it's done. It was good. All right.
That's good.
That's the episode. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode on TV and on this podcast. Come hang with us a week from today. If you're listening on Thursday, come hang with us August 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Patreon, patreon.com/marriedtoreality. It's a Zoom hangout. We're going to have some drinks. We'll talk about all our shows. We'll talk about a possible show we'll cover after Seeking Sister Wife. It'll be a good time all around.
Woohoo.
Also, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. A lot of reels over there. A lot of reels. Some breaking news. Message us. Just, you know the deal. And thank you again for the reviews. We love the reviews, so keep those coming. And last but not least, the most important thing, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you are listening to the podcast. Look down right now. Right now, I said. Look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as this apartment complex because we didn't even talk about the
New
apartments.
apartment complex. Who dis?
And the apartments are nice.
I found them. Someone posted them.
How much? How much?
Pretty expensive. I forget. I didn't write down.
I mean, it's San Diego. Yeah, it's San Diego. So no surprise here.
2 bedrooms, a few thousand.
Yeah, so I saw a nice pool over there. It's looking
we'll
good.
see.
Looking good.
All right. That is it. I think I've said it all. Yeah,
I've said it all.
I have said it all. You said it all?
All.
All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.